Hey, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get your customers into the Bird dashboard. This will allow us to start emailing a group of people as we actually know who they are. We'll be working on a contact, which is an individual person, and then we'll be adding them into a group, which will be an audience. This is basically a named list that we can start reusing, and we'll be using this at a later stage in a different video to actually send a broadcast to. First things first is that we actually need to have the data. If you've seen the previous videos, I run a dummy Bird shop, and I want to know stuff about my customers when they create their account. In order to make this more personalized, I'm going to navigate to contacts into our dashboard. And then from here, I'm actually going to start off with contact properties. So a contact property is basically allowing me to customize additional data points that I want to start storing about my customers, which can be as extensive as I want. For my specific shop, there's going to be a few cases which are going to be important. So first is actually their birthday, because we want to send them a personalized birthday coupon. And second, we're also going to be creating a loyalty tier. When creating a specific contact value, you have the option to select one of three options: text, number, or true false. And you can set up a fallback value. This is in the event that you use the specific value inside a custom email or in a template that we actually fall back to a specific component. So for example, for the loyalty tier, we actually go back and edit the fallback. We can say that this is the general tier. Now, once we've set up our contact properties, we can also start managing our individual contacts. Alright, so when we navigate to contacts, there's two ways within the dashboard that we can actually start creating contacts. The first one is to add an individual contact. This can, for example, be myself. Add phone number. First name. Last name. And a standard field is the external ID. This allows you to match up your own IDs with these contacts so that we can actually use those at a later stage. And here we now have the custom properties that we've created. So let's create a gold tier. And then the birthday is actually today, August. Perfect. And now we can see that this contact has been created. When we edit the contact, we have the option to further tweak down everything that we've already stored. So if you made any mistakes, no issues there. And then we also have the option to add them to a specific audience, which we'll cover at a later stage. And secondly, you have the option to import a file. So we can drag and drop or select a file. So let me just drag and drop the CSV. And then we'll immediately go into the matching columns. So here you can actually see how matches has been found. You can identify that we have predetermined fixes. So even if the order is different, if it's able to match something, we can match that second. So we've got the name, which is actually the full name, first name, last name. We found identified phone number, email addresses, loyalty tier, and then also the range of birthdays. Now we also have the option to immediately add them into an audience. So we can choose or create a specific audience. Currently we don't have any audiences yet, so we're just going to be importing these 50. And then if we navigate back, we can see the full list. Now, next up is actually the creation of an audience. Like I've shared before, audiences can be used to send a larger email to a group of people, to an audience, delivering them a broadcast in a single moment. So let's say we have gold tier audience, gold tier audiences. Now we've created the gold tier, so we can still edit and update, and then we can actually go back into the contacts, and we can select the contacts that we want, and then add them into a specific. Groups are static audiences, so they're currently not actually linked up to specific events, so you're not able to create a variable segment. So these are really just static lists that you can start sending broadcasts to. As an alternative, you also have the option to integrate this via the API. So I've got a chat session going already. We're going to expand our sign up flow to create a contact and add it to audience. Now let's have my agent setting it up against my demo store, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So as you can see, I have an additional audience in my account right now, the aviary shop signups. So what I've done is I had a Claude session running, took around 5 to 10 minutes, where I basically said I wanted to expand our sign up flow to create a contact and add them to the correct audience. It went through my entire application and added some verification questions in terms of what I actually wanted to set, flagged a few issues because I'm not a key engineer, but it was able to actually have everything registered and set up. So if we go to our local host. All right, so when I open up my local host, we can now see that we have the option to sign in, and I can create a new account, which will now be for my alias, Max van Ierland. I'm gonna go with Max at Max CXLNL. And I'm gonna create a password. And I want to email offers on new arrivals. So this is basically the opt-in flow, which adds them to a group. I've made this an option and to create an account regardless. We're going to send the verification code. And the phone number actually doesn't exist, so we'll immediately be able to verify our verification flow with not working phone numbers. So I'll be right back after I've verified. All right, I'm back. I had to create a separate account because I actually couldn't verify myself as I had submitted dummy data. But having created now a new account, we can actually see that my new user was automatically, or my contact was automatically created upon sign up. And within my audience, we can actually see that the audience was set up there as well. This basically highlights the multiple aspects of how you can manage your audiences within the Bird platform. And now in the next video, we'll actually be using this to actually send out a broadcast to myself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.